So, welcome everyone. Say hi to everyone in the room with your hands. So much love. So many of you who are here. I know you personally. There are others I don't know as well. And I'm just here to facilitate what is going to be and has been in the past one of the most magical, transformative, potent, life altering, mind expanding, physically aligning journeys you will likely ever take in a lifetime. The essence, the spirit of the place itself, of Machu Picchu, of Lake Titicaca, of Puno, of the many, many temples and sacred sites that we'll not only see and visit, but we will commune with them. And WILLARU masterfully guides us deep into meditation and alignment with the spirit that hold the gateway to the fourth dimensional reality within those sacred spaces, within those sacred temples. We know that Machu Picchu was a mystery school, an ancient mystery school, as there is and have been many mystery schools around the world throughout time. And what we will experience is not only visiting this place named Machu Picchu, but we will be there within a container of a mystery school itself. WILLARU is the keeper of the mystery school in Cusco. And he has been teaching and guiding and leading and deeply connected and committed to his path, his mystery school, his teachings for, I know in his mid-20s is when he started on the path. He is going to be celebrating his 77th birthday, which in our tradition is a rite of passage year. It's a cycle of 7. It's a very powerful cycle that we honor and we hold. And so while we're actually there in Peru, we will be with him in that moment. So since his early to mid 20s, he's been seeking vision, light, message, communion with the great cosmic central sun. We know that the Inca culture is a sun culture, and we're going to learn a lot about what that means when we get to Peru. But essentially, it means that we are ever connected to the cosmic source of light, ever present, ever benevolent, and we are simply an extension of that source of light. And so it wasn't so much that the sun was worshipped, but that the sun was communed with, so that we could remember who we are. We could remember that we're light, that we're a soul connected to source in really beautiful and powerful ways. And so this is a little just gateway today, our time on Zoom, so you can meet me, you can meet one another. I'm going to share and show you a little bit of our past pilgrimage and journey there, and set you up for what's to come. So let me, please put questions up in the chat, and I will look at them and read them as I go. Patty hasn't been to Peru, Patty. Oh, yes, I saw that on your list. Yes, you'll be going. Yen is on his way. I'm glad he checked in. He's teaching at the UW-Madison, so he's got a class. Is it realistic for someone with limited physical abilities to travel on this trip? I sometimes use a cane or walking sticks for balance and arthritis. Thank you. This sounds like a trip of a lifetime, Betsy. Hi, Betsy. So, yes, and with some care and understanding that on some of the hikes, if you feel that they will be physically too demanding, we will set you up in a place where you're comfortable, where you're safe, where you can move more slowly. Perhaps Guy could talk to this. I'm going to call Guy up and share his experience and his thoughts with you a little bit as well. But we will, when appropriate, we will slow down to hold for those who need a little catching up. And it's at these moments when we can be in meditation, but it's also in moments when the group needs a rest that WILLARU will just simply drop into teaching. And so we will be able to navigate that way. That being said, it is true, Betsy, that there are some moments where the altitude or the incline or the decline, for that matter, may be too much for you. But just know that we will take care of you and make sure that you are in a place where you are absorbing the beauty and the power of the space and able to really absorb all that is on offer. So thank you. That's a great question. Great. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Again, feel free to pop in to the chat, those of you who came in new, where you're coming in from, and if you've been to Machu Picchu or Peru before. So an exquisite adventure for hungry souls who want to expand in love and delight. So what is a hungry soul? Are you someone who just loves to consume life? You love to consume new experiences. You love to consume ageless wisdom, ancient teachings, new perspectives. Are you somebody who is a teacher or a healer, and you are hungry to regenerate or rejuvenate your own energy, to re-clarify your own intention for the light? Are you aligned with love, and are you open to receiving delight? One of the beautiful things about traveling with WILLARU and with my sacred family, the brothers and sisters who've traveled me, Guy and Michael and Carolyn and so many more, we've been walking together for 1994. Since 1994. So where are we at? 30 plus years. And these are humans who are full of love and full of delight. And so if you need some of that energy in this moment of intensity, perhaps in your personal life, but certainly also in our global world and the extension of our family around the globe, this is a place where you can come and really be fed, be nourished, be held, not only by this land and this place, but by WILLARU. Not only by WILLARU, but by me, and not only by me, but by the container of this group, because all who are going to be coming on this pilgrimage will be those who are coming in love, who are coming with the ability to hold not only themselves, but one another in a good way. We're going to share in all things. We're going to be sharing time. We're going to be sharing experience. We're going to be sharing sometimes tears. I can tell you a personal story. When we were at Machu Picchu the last time, I was so moved, and there's now, and we'll talk about this logistically, there are entry restrictions. Only so many people can go into Machu Picchu per day, and we're going to get our tickets ahead of time and make sure that all of that is taken care of. But we had limited access on the one day we were there, and I just started crying deeply and profoundly, because the need for me to go home, to be back in the midst of that sacred site, those ruins, it was so powerful. It was so unexpected. I think I cried for nearly an hour. And Michael, who's here with us, he just very simply, warmly, very quietly just held my hand for that entire hour, all the way walking back to the bus, sitting on the bus while the tears were just flowing. And it was a combination, WILLARU said, of remembrance, of recognition, of connection. And so these are the people who are going to be with you and joining you on this journey, souls who just have a deep, profound level of spiritual care and love for this planet, for WILLARU, and for all who are part of this family. Let's see. So that is Machu Picchu, what you're looking at. Those of you who have not been, is Machu Picchu. In the far background, you see this little symbol. That's the Chicana. It's the Inca cross. There's lots of symbology inherent in the Chicana, and WILLARU will be teaching a lot about that when we're in Peru. We're going to see that symbol in architecture. We're going to see it in art. We're going to see it in design. We're going to see it in jewelry. This was gifted to me at a sacred temple by WILLARU the last time I was there with him. But that Chicana is just full of the history, not only of the Inca, but of the ageless wisdom and the path to self-realization. And I'll be teaching and sharing a lot more about that before we even get to Peru. So part of what is held in this container is a mystery school for a full month before we even go to Peru, so that I can give you the preparatory teachings before we arrive, so that once we arrive, as WILLARU starts to share, you already have a compass. You already have some foundation of understanding. And I can answer a lot more of your questions, not only about the logistics, but about what you're going to receive once we arrive. So that's the Chicana back there in the background. You're not going to Peru. Peru's calling you home. The very, very first time that I went to Peru, I hiked the Inca Trail 4 days and 4 nights, very intense. We won't be doing that. It'll be a much more gentle movement through Peru. But 4 days and 4 nights. And when I came down from Gateway of the Sun, the final morning, again, it was a time I just very unexpectedly, I didn't know about Machu Picchu before I went. I didn't know about Peru. I hadn't fully met WILLARU yet. And my heart just opened and my soul remembered a past life. And I just cried. I just stood on that path on the descent into Machu Picchu, and I just cried, and the tears came, and I felt this deep knowing that I had come home. And it was beautiful. So 16 days, over 16 days, the first day and the last day are travel days. So really over 14 days, we're going to walk the same stone paths as the ancient initiates. WILLARU is going to take us places that the general common tourist never gets to go. He will also take us to places where there are other tourists, but through his teachings and his knowledge and his wisdom, he's going to help us see in those places what others will not be able to see, because they simply won't know the symbolism. They won't understand the architecture on this sacred level of the mystery school teachings. So we are going to learn and know and see bits of Peru and all of these sacred sites that others will never have exposure to. There comes a moment when the path you've walked faithfully, consciously, courageously begins to whisper that something more is waiting. We know that 2026 is the year of the fire horse on February 17th. In Chinese cosmology, it's a new year, and this is a year of velocity. Many of us will be called to our soul's purpose in bigger, more powerful, more profound ways than ever before. And this is placed so beautifully in this year of 2026 so that we can come together as a powerful family. Some of us, as I said, are healers. Some of us are leaders. Some of us are medicine keepers. Some of us are, business leaders, but we touch people's lives. We're yoga teachers in the room. We touch people's bodies and hearts and souls. And this is a place for us to come together and be fed and nourished by one another. And really, through WILLARU's guidance, help us to remember on an even deeper level than ever before who we are and what we're here to do, not only individually, but collectively, because we know that the age of Aquarius, and these are teachings I'll get into in the mystery school, we know that the age of Aquarius is about awakening collective consciousness. The Piscean age, the former age that we've come out of, was awakening of individual consciousness. It was a time to go sit on top of the mountain as an ascetic, solo, to go into the cave, to go in deeply into meditation as a single seeker seeking enlightenment. Now we are called to awaken as a group consciousness. And we're seeing that throughout the world. And we're also seeing the challenges of awakening as a group. And I'm going to help us prepare as a group before we go. Today, as part of that, just meeting one another, we will not be strangers when we arrive in Peru. We will already have a group connection. through Zoom. Like I said, for a full month before we leave, we'll be gathering together so that we really can hold that sacred space of awakening together and minimize any personality challenges that often arise on such things, manage, all of those things that keep us from having the most beautiful, supportive, what is the word? Just positive experience that we can possibly have. And I'll be there with you, of course, in Peru the whole time to help you navigate any challenges that you're having, whether they're physical, emotional, energetic, so that you feel that you can be your best self throughout the entirety of the trip. High in the Andes, these places were never meant to be symbolic. They were built as functioning centers of alignment, designed to awaken consciousness, organize inner order, and connect human beings with cosmic law. WILLARU is going to give us such deep teachings on our connection to the cosmos, not only the great central cosmic sun, but the regents of the 7 sacred planets, the sun, the moon, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and he's going to bring us into meditation and into connection with the energy, with the consciousness of those planets, because each of them give off a medicine, a vibration, a power, which we will be able to tap into and utilize at various sacred places in very specific temples. For thousands of years, teachings have been transmitted directly from teacher to student, a living lineage. We are going to be in the presence of a Quechua elder. We are going to be in the presence of a shaman. We are going to be in the presence of one who has been called directly and in real time by the ascended masters of the Great White Lodge. And many, many years ago, he was called to act as a bridge between the ancient teachings and our modern, current, contemporary civilization. And one thing that you will learn about Peru, or about WILLARU, and here he is that he walks his talk. And he walks it in such humble and beautiful integrity. He's quiet in tone. He's fully present. He is simultaneously connected into the 4th and 5th and often 6th dimension as he is present with us in this 3rd dimension. And we have found, those of us who've traveled with him and worked with him over 25 years, I've been with WILLARU, and Guy and Michael have as well. Same with Carolyn. She's not able to be here with us today. But just sitting in his presence, silent, your whole vibrational architecture is going to upgrade, up-level, change, shift, purify, awaken, align. Insert the word that you most resonate with. Lisa too. Lisa's here. Lisa can speak to this as well. And not only is he going to be in our presence, he's going to eat with us. He's going to laugh with us. He's going to have personal conversations at different points of the walking with each of you. I'm limiting the group to 21, and over 14 days, that gives us plenty of time to share directly with WILLARU, to share our heart, to share our soul, to ask questions. Here's WILLARU, this one with his hand on his heart. He was speaking to us and just laughing. We had such a great time the last time we were in Peru because we had cultivated a group that had readiness and already had the foundational teachings. He was able to go places in his teachings and in our journey that very few other groups get to go with him. And one of those places is that he got to have just as much fun as we did, because he didn't have to sort of manage egos and manage the breakdown of logistics and people's upsettedness. And we were able to hold ourselves with spiritual maturity, and that allowed him to be just light and open and free. And And it was really incredible to experience WILLARU in that light. And I expect it to be very similar because I plan to prepare each of you to take this journey before we get there, so that WILLARU is at his most free self, and all he needs to do is just let spirit flow through him, and I will be doing the taking care of you and him, for that matter. I'll be taking care of him logistically as we go. And so that's my role as your host, to take care of you, before, during, but also after. After we return from Peru, we're going to have another month of gathering so that I can help you integrate, so that we can share stories. So if you have challenges physically, emotionally, mentally on your spiritual path, not only will I be there for you, but this group that you've become so close with during our time in Peru will also be there with you and for you. And then we will be able to go deeper into the teachings that WILLARU gives us. And I will be able to answer questions that either there wasn't time for on the tour, because he is going to give us so much. He's just going to, you'll be so amazed how much he's going to give us while we're there. But as things settle on your plane ride home, after you've had a few good nights or a week of sleep, then you'll have questions naturally arise. You'll have curiosities naturally rise. And I will be here for you to help answer your questions. And if there are any questions that I can't personally answer, I will go directly to WILLARU and make sure that your questions and your needs are answered, taken care of, and held in a really beautiful way. So that's my role for you. What this journey gives you, I've talked about already: access to WILLARU. Very rare. He's not traveling so much. He hasn't traveled since before COVID to internationally, to the States or elsewhere. He is 77. He is getting a bit older. I'm going to see him in Peru as many times as I can between now and his final walk on this planet with us. But I'm really feeling that now is the time. Now is a powerful year. It's going to give you sacred time for you. This is time for you. No family responsibilities, no work responsibilities, no, holding this world and all that's happening in this world. This is sacred time for you to enter into your own inner and outer world, of all that we'll visit in Peru, not just Machu Picchu. So I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you a link to this. You'll be able to go back and read all the details. Just really briefly, I'm going to call up a few of our beautiful souls who have been traveling on this journey. Lisa and Guy and Michael is also here. So let's call Guy up first, because I've made the formal invitation for him to share for a few minutes. And then Lisa and Michael, if you want to share just a few words as well, that would be outstanding. Guy, go ahead and unmute yourself. Let me know if you're not able to do that. I'm going to take a look at the chat as he's coming up. Let me go back. A seeker, yes, indeed. You are, Lisa. Aren't we all a seeker? Maitri, hi, live in Central Colombia. I have not seen you in so long because you've been there. Never been to Peru, thinking of moving to Peru. Well, then please come with us. You will get to know your future home in a way that will be I see the next word is awe-inspiring. Lisa, this is the sweetest. You're super sweet. I love you. Don't miss this trip, says Barbara. Welcome, Barbara. I didn't see that you tapped in. Good to have you here. Barbara, I'll call Barbara up also in just a moment. How many times have I led the same retreat with this shaman? I've been facilitating WILLARU since 2001. He came for the first time to New York under my facilitation in 2001. I've been to Peru twice. I brought a group in 2018. So this will be the second time that I bring a group, but WILLARU has been hosting groups for longer than I've known him. Aluna Joy took a group down for 17 years every year. She's part of our sacred family. I'm not sure if she'll be coming with us or not. But this is a journey that has been repeated many, 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 many times. Is he bilingual? yes, WILLARU is not only bilingual, he speaks, I think, 5 languages: Spanish, Quechua, English, German. Am I missing one, Guy? I thought it was 5, but maybe it's 4. Um, so yes, is the lodging barrier free? How many to a room? Assuming the food will be vegetarian. There will be vegetarian food choices. There is an incredible vegan place in Cusco that we started going nearly every day during our days in Cusco. Guy's shaking his head. I'll show you a picture later. One of the dishes it's in here. Phenomenal. So good. There will be vegetarian options on all menus. The breakfasts are wonderful at all of the hotels. There will be something that you can definitely find there. We will not be eating only at vegetarian restaurants. That doesn't really exist so much in Peru, and we'll be traveling. We're not just at a retreat center. We are going to be traveling. I'll bring the itinerary up soon. But there will definitely be vegetarian choices. And I think at the time that we went in 2018, I was a vegetarian strictly at that time. Now I do eat meat from time to time, so that will be taken care of. All right, Guy, I'm going to let's see. I just want to be mindful of everyone's time. We're going to try to wrap up
Okay.
about quarter of. So, Guy, take about 3 minutes, and I'll put on
Okay.
my timer.
Well, this what you are seeing now, what you're getting from Diana now, this is what I got from her when she first was deciding to go to Peru by herself and take the journey down the Inca Trail. And I knew her. We were practicing Native American spirituality together, and so I said, "Oh, great! She's going to on this journey, and we'll see her and hear good stories when she gets back." Well, you see, she hasn't changed one bit. All of this energy has carried her through. Just she has been a gateway for me personally to know and to get into to move into the spiritual space, and she's been open enough for me to be partnership with her and do some of these things with her. That has been wonderful. So I don't know how much you know her, but you need to realize that if she's this excited, there's something going on here on a higher level. And she's her enthusiasm is just part of that beauty that is ready to embrace you if you go on this journey. And after that, all I can really say is sit back, you know, go into your meditation, absorb, and enjoy the trip.
Oh, thank you, Guy. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Lisa, is Lisa here with us? Unmute. Lisa, come in.
Hi, I wasn't planning on being here today, but I had a window during getting ready period. So I'm in my robe and my hair's all wet. I I can't speak highly enough to this. And where should I start? I think it's mentioned you kind of get a calling to go to Peru. Usually there's some tugs on your heart, your soul. And that is exactly what happened to me. And it had been brewing for some time. And then just divine timing, everything lined up absolutely perfectly. And I don't know how many of you have read the Celestine Prophecy. Many of you read that? It's kind of like a cult-like following and a spiritual awakening, yeah, years ago. So many of you. So you know that it talks about the synchronicities and the energy in Peru. That is real. Things line up there that is just feels like magic. It actually is how it's supposed to be when we're in our pure states and when we're really channeling source and in our hearts. We can communicate telepathically and line things up really, really beautifully. And I had so many magical experiences, including, I won't tell the story now, but the way that I first met WILLARU's son and immediately knew when he spoke of his father that OMG, he is one of the reasons I'm here. I just got chills in my body right now I was here to meet and be with his father. And he took me in like a daughter. And that's part of the beauty is you really do get taken into a family. And Diane has been that way for me, like just such a sister and welcome me into this community. And the support that, but the activations, I had several activations. I kid you not, when I got home, I felt like I was walking down the street blessing people. Like this is what Jesus did when we hold our vibration really high, right? And we can just shine that light. Okay, angel source light, we need light here, you know? So it just cracked me open in ways and elevated me and activated me. And it's been 10 years since I've been, but fortunately have gotten to stay connected in ways and did host WILLARU, and that was incredible. I got to have him staying in my home. And yeah, this I'm absolutely thrilled because we've been talking about it for a little bit and knew it was brewing and coming, and now is the time. So you will know and you won't regret it.
Mm. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Thank you. That's beautiful. Barbara, please come up. If you can take just 3 minutes or so, please share. Barbara, what a blessing, everyone, to have grandmother Barbara in the room. Just take a moment. Let's just honor our elder. Please, Barbara works with phenomenal medicine in deep ways, and she has been leading a community of sacred souls who turn to her for all things needed on their path and journey. And to have her here with us right now in this moment feels really, just really precious. So thank you for being here, grandmother. And please just take a few minutes to share whatever you would like to share.
I will, but I will start by saying that I'm nothing. I'm just a hollow bone, and spirit does all the work. People ask me how many lodges I've led, and I say none. I just show up and put the blankets on and crawl in, and then I half the time don't even remember what takes place. So please, I don't like pedestals. I went in the early 80s, and WILLARU was 30 years old. And he took me as his mother. And when we got to Machu Picchu, I cannot describe the feeling except that I was home. And I just stood there and sobbed. And I found the place I had lived in another time there. I met an tongue won't work. Anyway, he took me all over the place and showed me things not that a tourist guide would show me, but between he and WILLARU, I don't know where I was, but I do know that I disappeared for several hours and they couldn't find me. But I am telling you, if you have any feelings of being from a different time or drawn to the Pleiades in particular, go. I don't care if you have to take out a loan, go, because it will leave you with a feeling of wholeness, of remembering, of no longer feeling like this isn't your place, and understanding why you came here. It just gives you everything. If I were able, and at 89, I'm not, but if I were able, I would go back in a minute. In a minute. And WILLARU, the one thing I want to say about WILLARU is there are things that he is that is beyond what he will talk about. He is part of the Galactic Council. He is on a mission for them. And not only listen to his words, but move to that space where it's beyond perception. And I'd like to share one thing with you from my trip that I got when I was on Machu Picchu. And it's reality is an ever-changing perception without limits. It only takes one small step to remember that you are the dream time. And I will tell you, go on this trip, you'll never be the same. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Oh, thank you, grandmother. I got you up on the screen just at the last possible moment. Thank you for coming up. Oh, and we have just one more briefly, and then I'm gonna move into some logistics and answer your questions. So, Michael Howley, would you like to come up? We didn't talk about it beforehand, but are you feeling spontaneous? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Diana, and thanks everybody. It's. I already feel that we're sort of there, even though So I think Thomas is my second name, which is the disciple of the Lord who was always sort of doubting whether this was really going on, and I think if you have any if you have any reservations or doubts, honor them and just go because everything gets resolved. Willaroo, yeah, like Willaroo is just such. It's the way I describe it is we go to the sacred places and we meditate, and he leads us, and that's it. That's you go. You go to Machu Picchu, you go down to Lake Titicaca. I'm not sure what the itinerary is exactly. And even if you don't know at the moment whether you're going or not, which don't worry about that. Just we're here to get together today. And Willaroo, I don't want to put, he's my brother. There's something, he's somebody who, it'll be fun to be with also. You laugh a lot. And Diana, well, we don't need to say anything more. Where she brought us here together. She's a convener. So, yeah, thank you, Diana. And thanks everybody for being here. It's lovely to see everybody.
Oh, thank you. Okay, beautiful. Let's get back over here. Let me see if there's just any, again, now is a great time to put any questions you might have. Lisa said, yes, Willer is so fun and funny. I find most tapped in people are. True, he is. He's not, serious isn't even the right word. He can be reverent, but wow, can he just jump outside of that reverence box and just be funny and fun. And I find that to be really wonderful on a spiritual path. Humor and levity and joy and delight is really, 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 I feel what Great Spirit wants us to be all about as we're doing our work around and in and through the world. So let me get back to this share. And now today, just Michael, beautiful segue. Whether you think you're going or not, or or you have a sense yet or not, today is really, really just for us to come together, to feel one another, to love on one another. No decisions need to be made today or in the next few days. I will say, for those who really want to go into Machu Picchu, we have to buy our tickets in advance. And it is a picture of your passport is required in order to purchase that ticket. So once you register, I will need from you a photo of your passport because Raphael, Willaroo's son, will be purchasing those tickets directly with the Peruvian ticket embassy, however that piece works specifically. Now, these tickets, just those particular tickets, they're non-transferable. And so I'll get into more logistics. There is a deposit that's non-refundable for this trip once you decide you're interested. And the reason is there are some parts of this journey that I can't refund your money for. So just know that if your heart is calling to go into into Machu Picchu that day and not just be meditating outside of the ruins, then I am going to need to make a decision sooner than later, because a limited number of people are now only allowed into Machu Picchu. Wasn't that way when I first went back in 2001. Anybody could, as many people a day could go, and you could spend all day there. I'll get into those logistics as we move forward in the future. But these are just some of the places that we're going to go. This is not an itinerary to consume, it's a map to enter. This journey is going to build and deepen and expand as we go. There's rhyme and reason to why we go where and when, and it's going to take us into deeper and deeper realms as we move through. I'm going to give you this link, but you'll be able to learn more. This isn't fully filled out yet, but I am going to be putting more detail in each of these boxes so that you know a little bit more about those places. I have not been able to fill them in fully yet, but they will be, so you have all the information you need. But this is essentially the itinerary from day 1 arrival to day 16 departure. This is your investment. Rooms are determined as double occupancy. I saw that question. But if you want your own room, it's just a slightly higher price, obviously, because the room itself is not a shared expense. So this is the price. What is, and this includes not only the 16 days of the Peruvian adventure, but a full month prior and a full month after of not only group mystery school teachings, but I'm going to be meeting with each of you privately 4 times for personal sessions, 2 sessions before we go and 2 sessions after we come back, so that I can really just be fully present in what your needs and desires are and what your soul is calling for, and give you the most personal guidance that I possibly can. In a group, there may be personal challenges or personal aspirations that you have that you don't want to share in the group, and I will be here to help hold that for you. So the first thing is either a deposit of $500 that is non-refundable, or you can simply pay your balance in full. For those of you who, here's what's included, here's what's not. Breakfast is included along with your hotel, all the site fees, all the trains and buses and cars and local transportation. You will need to purchase your flight to Cusco, round trip flight to Cusco. And you will be responsible for your own lunches and dinners. Some of us will want to eat alone. Some will want to find a vegetarian. Some will want, to go rest, have a nap. Some of us will want to eat as a group. But all of the hotels we stay in will offer a breakfast. So we'll have a good meal before we head out for each day. We'll also have a guided meditation and Qigong practice to get ourselves ready and aligned for the day. And we will also have an integration session after dinner each night, not very long, but just for me to help you process the day. So this container holds all of those things. Here's some more pictures from our time, a little more information. Again, you can look at this. The value of this experience, the thing I mostly want to point out is, direct access to the living lineage, which is WILLARU himself, is priceless. And this particular group together and the way we're going to set up this container before we even get there is just priceless. This doesn't happen when you go on spiritual tourism or recreational tourism. So I don't know, somewhere of $20,000 or more is maybe what it's worth. But the cost is $6,397. Unless you want that upgrade for the single room, then it's a little bit more. I'm going to gift you as a bonus the Inca transcripts, which is a great little book of WILLARU's lectures. And not one, many lectures, different topics. It's a great little compilation that you're going to get to know him. But I'm also gifting you the altitude preparedness workbook. So those of you who have questions about, can my physical body handle this? How am I going to be feeling in my energy body or emotional body? This is not, it's medical grade advice, but I'm not a physician. You must seek medical advice from your doctor, please, before you go, if you have any concerns. But this is going to give you a lot of information about the water. Can I drink the water? You know, what about the food? What do I do if I'm getting altitude sickness? How do I handle that? How can I prevent it? So this is a guide that's going to give you a lot of answers to a lot of those questions. If you're already part of my MoonLodge, if you're part of my couples program, if you're part of the Oars Family Mystery School, I'm also would like to give you an offer, either a $500 cash stipend you can use for lunch and dinner, you can use for shopping, that you can use however you want, or a complimentary private room upgrade. For those of you who are not part of those things, because you're here with me today, if you purchase today, if you decide to go today and you pay in full, then I'm gonna also give you either that stipend or that room upgrade. So that's just a little bonus because I'm just so happy that you're here with me today. There's some links here, some final thoughts. I'm going to let you go back and read this. If you have questions that I don't answer right now, there are tons of answers right here. So just go on to this page and like, what kind of spiritual practices are included? Are flights included? Are there shared agreements for the group? Is travel insurance required, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have questions, you'll be able to go here and get a lot of answers. The first step is either to reserve your spot with your deposit, or you can pay in full and receive that $500 stipend or the room upgrade. And then here's just some final little photos from our time there. Now, I want to take some questions. So let me get over to the chat. And I'll call you up if we have time. We have just 3 minutes. Let's see what we can answer. I also need to get to another appointment. Thank you. So interesting. I'll look for follow-up information. Great. Patty, thanks for having been here. Lisa needed to hop off. Great. Do you want to drop the link here? Yes. Let me drop the links for you all right now. This page I was just showing you is this link here. I will give everyone a moment to copy and paste that link. And then here is also the link. Now, any of those buttons on that page that I just gave you will take you to the page for your deposit, but this is the direct link. If you're ready to make your deposit, you can do that. It is not required today. I want to be clear. This is just for us to come together, which is why I'm not spending much time on it. I just wanted to feel you. I wanted you to feel me. But if you're ready and if you want to reserve your spot, we're limited to 21. I'm only going to really be able to hold with confidence 21. So that's what we'll cap. When the 21st person is registered, I will close down registration. That's my promise, not only to myself, but to you. I've been in other programs where they said there was a cap and then they opened it up and I didn't get exactly what I paid for because there were more people than what the promise was. So there will be a few other support people. But as far as you as participants, there will be 21 of you. And that's who I'm planning to hold this container for. And that gives you a lot of opportunity to access WILLARU personally and directly during the time that we're in Peru. So those are the 2 links I can give you today. I'm going to follow up with an email to all of you. If I don't have your email address, please let me know. If you haven't been getting my emails about today's Zoom, I'll add you to the interest list. If you know you're not interested and you want to just follow along with what's happening, please do. We may or we may not go back again next year in 2027. It might be 7 more years. It might be 6 months from now. It might be, I don't know, 15 years. I don't know that. I just know we're going now. But if you can't for any reason go now, there may be opportunity to do this with me and WILLARU again in the future. But if you are called, I would just simply say, reserve your spot, join me, and I love you so much. I'm going to close the official recording at this time, but I'm going to just open up the gallery so we can all see each other and have a moment for any personal yumminess that anybody wants to share.